up until 1940, or from 1947. It was originally a knee-high bottling company. 1947 to 1960 something, it was called Nunn Betterbilt Cabinets. Barney Nunn brought in Honduran mahogany, the original mahogany, and built radio cabinets, and then stereo cabinets, and then TV cabinets and all that, up until the early 60s. And the couple folks bought it and turned it into what's now called the Artisan Resource Center. The building is 43,000 square feet, and there are, at one time there were 5 woodworkers there. I'm the only one now, but we have a lot of other artists, jewelry, beads, video people, a little bit of everything. It's a nice place to work. So 2.8 miles from my house, and it's real convenient. So, but anyway, I've been there forever, and like I said, all I do is turn, and it's something different every day. Right now, I have an order for 400 golf tees, not your regular golf tee. These are 16 inches. I got another order for 80 of them that are 20 inches. I just did some 3-footers and some 4-footers that go in golf shops. And I've got table bases I'm working on, a lot of table legs. We have, in the metropolitan Atlanta area, probably 400 to 500 woodturners. And all of you either turn bowls or you turn pins. Nobody else wants to do what I do. You suggest that somebody do 4 table legs that look alike, and they're like, ooh, I'm not going to do that. So that's what I do all day, every day. So, yeah, I enjoy doing it, and sometimes it's a challenge. Sometimes it's awfully heavy. I picked up some legs today and said, I'm throwing up something now that's 24 inches in diameter. I said, no, it can't be over 23 because it won't fit on my leg. So that's what we do, but it's all walnut, and I'm looking forward to it.
He said his lathe, now Debbie and I were there just a few weeks ago. He only had 4 lathes running at the same time. Nick had 3 of them going, and your apprentice had 1 lathe. He has quite a few lathes.
I do, and I've been a consultant for Powermatic for, I think, 29 years now. The 4224, the biggest lathe we make, is all mine. They did everything I asked them to do. When they got the prototype done, they took me to Taiwan, let me spend a week working on that and visiting all the plants where they make everything. And that was a fun week. So, but I have serial number 1, and mine is 10 feet long. So I have 2 3520Bs, 2 2020s, the number 1 edition of 3520C, and a 2014, and a Jet 1221. So that's what I do. I turn wood. All right, today we're going to turn a 3-legged stool. It's a nice project. I just did it for the GAW a couple of months ago, and Tim asked me to come here and do it. And I also did it with 20 students, or I guess it was 16 students, a couple of weeks ago at Powermatic. And it's very simple. You need to know a little bit about geometry to get the position of the legs. The nice thing about it is a 3-legged stool always sits level. A 4-legged stool doesn't. I do those too. So, but we're going to do the top first. I've got a screw chuck on here, and I drilled the holes, and I brought my jig. I did not bring it to GAW, and I got blasted about it. So this is set at 17 degrees. It sits on the tabletop of the drill press. And I don't know how many of you have drill presses, but if you ever tilt the table, it never goes back to 0. I mean, it is just the most difficult thing to get it lined up perfectly. So I built this for the
Hey, can we put it on, maybe at the lathe where they can see it? Where the-
I don't have enough hands.
That monitor in front of me shows you what they see. There you go.
So, and these just, I just used these on here so I could just rotate the pieces, but it just makes it a lot easier. And I have one set at 12 degrees for my 24-inch stools, and I have 4 legs. And if you do those at 17, the legs are splayed out so far you trip over them. So that's why I do the difference. But it just makes it a lot easier. I put it on the drill press, clamp it down, and I'm ready to go. So, but I did not bring this when I did the GAW. They yelled at me. So it's just empty out. 8-quarter cherry, and for whatever reason, cherry is not the most requested wood right now. Everybody wants white oak or walnut, and they're two of the most expensive things on the market. And I get everything at Peach State, and because I do buy a lot there, they take good care of me. But the designers are not comfortable with cherry anymore. So I'm not sure why, but they're not.
And I apologize because Nick made me one of these stools and it is absolutely beautiful. Cherry top and maple legs, and I was almost here when I realized I forgot it.
And the one that I make tonight, I will take back and finish it, and you can take it to the club and raffle it off or whatever you want to do.
That would be awesome.
So,
They
all
are
right.
beautiful.
Do not ever do this. This is dangerous. Oh, well, never mind. It's not either. I have to learn how to use this lathe. I haven't used it much. So the proper way to do this is screw it on by hand. And I've got a shim on here so that the screw is not any longer than it needs to be. They go bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And I'll wear a leather glove on my left hand to keep the shavings from beating me to death. Does anybody know the maximum safe speed for turning a bowl or a plate or a platter? Anybody? The formula is the RPMs times the diameter, and the result should not be over 9,000. That's not 9,000 RPMs. That's 9,000. So a 10-inch bowl, about 900 RPMs. I'm going about 1,300. I tend to turn fast. So bowl gap, I'm gonna screw it up. A little bit of bandsaw mark there. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a bull nose. You don't want to make a short corner on the top, it'll cut into your thigh. Perry is one of my favorites, along with maple, hard maple in particular. When we give it a little shape, it's more comfortable that way. And something I didn't do at GAW is I'm going to put a bead on the top of this one.
Okay.
So there are a couple of ways of doing beads. You can buy a beading tool. You can use a spindle gouge. When you use a spindle gouge and you start making that curve in order to get the bevel to actually rub and support the cutting edge, you have to put the handle way down low. And if you're not absolutely perfect with your cut, all of a sudden centrifugal force takes over. Anybody ever had that happen?
Yeah.
And it goes, yeah.
Yep.
So Alan Batty taught me this trick probably 40 years ago. This is point tool, pyramid tool. The Brits call it a 9-in-1 tool. I haven't figured out all 9 cuts. So with the point tool, it's actually a scraping cut. Now I'm going to pick a point right about here, and I'm just going to push it in with the flat side up. Do not use one of the sharp edges up, it'll skate on you. Flat side up, push it in. Then you drag it out and rotate it. And you'll probably get an almost perfect bead every time. And it just sets it off. It adds a little something to it. And normally I would go ahead and sand this, but since it's a demo, I hate to make too much dust for somebody else to clean up, so I'm not going to. These make great gifts for grandkids and the like. So the holes I drilled 1 inch by 1 inch deep with my jig.
You know, send it around a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Found it. What is it? And my apprentice, who's only 17, I said, "What do you know about geometry?" He said, "I've never had it." I said, "You need it." He said, "What do you mean you never had it?" "No, I've never taken geometry." I said, Well, we're going to find you a book on geometry and let you learn something about it, because I showed him how to take and draw a circle, and whatever the radius is, put one point on the circle and draw 6 marks around and pick 3 of them, and that's your stool. He had no idea how to do that. He was going to try to do it with a square. Doesn't work. Works on a 4-inch stool. So, here it is. So the legs are 8-quarter cherry as well. Hmm?
He said he was gonna steal this piece of wood.
Oh,
Like a piece of cherry.
Steal? Oh, it's totally word.
He gonna borrow it.
Bring it back.
Yeah, how long are the legs?
they're 12 inches also. Yeah. So, and like that, I make bigger stools. A lot of the guitar players like the 24-inch one, and they not only have the 4 legs, but they also have 4 rungs, and it makes a nice gift item as well. So I'm going to use spindle webbing gouge to start this. 3,800, wow. Am I too aggressive for it? So I'm going to put a tenon on the top of the leg, 1 inch long and 1 inch in diameter with a band tool. Got it. So I'm just going to do the width of the tool to start with and check it. Oh,
That's the way you would have done it, right? Sizing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I'll check it again. So, and the good thing about using an open end wrench is they're consistent. One of the problems with using vernier scales like this is if you don't lock them in place, they get bigger. And that's most irritating. And
Can take off.
I lock them in place. I have these little channel locks. They're the best little tools. They're awfully expensive, but they're great. You have to push a button to move them. So, but I keep those in my pocket for when I'm setting these. So. That looks like it's pretty close.
Everybody think? Everybody seen it? Everybody seen this?
Rochelle probably didn't see it.
But just do the first half inch or so to check it, because if you go beyond, and I had one of the students at Powermatic a couple of weeks ago, I said, he made his awfully small, and I said, the best way to fix that is with a spline, but make sure that you cut the spline across the grain. He didn't, and when he put the spline in and drove it down, it split, so keep that in mind as well. And before we finish, I will show you how to fix one that's just slightly undersized. Got these set for 3 inches. And I have a tiny little. I usually have a tape on my belt. Oh, that's a catch. I've never gotten one of those before. I'm surprised I actually recognized it. That is a catch. I did not mean to do that, but that was from allowing the tip of the tool to touch without anchoring it and holding it in place. So,
It's because you switched your shoes.
oh yeah, probably. So, I'm used to using an oval steel, but there's a pain to sharpen. So,
All we had ever seen him use was old shoes. We were doing a GAW demo, and all of us were just sitting there with our chin flopped. I can't believe he's using flat shoes.
and I can't figure out which one I like the best. So I've got 3 with me. We'll tamper that down to the tenon. We'll take that down to about 1 inch. I tamper the foot. Get rid of my catch. But now we have a bead above the surface instead of in the surface, but there's no evidence of my catch. So I'm using a stem center, that's why I can put it on and take it off without stopping the machine. Never move your tool rest with the machine running. Since we already know that it's closed. If I can do this without any gadgets down. Anybody that tells you they've never had a catch, they're either lying or they've never turned. And since I did the other one, I'm going to bring this down and expose the bead a little bit more. More. By chamfering the foot, it's less likely to tip on the floor and slide it around. Wind it up a little bit. Sorry. I keep burying my calipers. I have a friend in New Zealand, Colin Burton, who used to come over here a lot. he's not selling much anymore because he did Parkinson's. But he insisted that this not only makes a good measuring device, but he ground the edge of it. It does not hold an edge very well. So they are not made of high-speed steel. You may have to adjust them. Close. Yeah, we need to shave a little bit off. It's better to have to shave them off a little bit than have to add to them. It's not enough seeing to do that. Too many buttons. Just fast. One of my mentors was a gentleman named Rudy LaSalle. who has long since passed away. And he watched me turning one day and he went away and came back and brought me a, oh, okay, that was too loose, I'll show you how to fix that. Brought me a mini spur guard center, which is here. It's ½ inch in diameter, it's got very sharp burrs on it and a very long point. And it was available long before the step centers were. And Craft Supply used to sell them, and I've been getting onto them because more people want them now. They won't make it again, but he gave me that and said, son, you're wasting too much time turning that machine on and off. So
So the point's long
the
enough.
point's long enough, and the stem center is spring loaded, and sometimes that is a problem because it actually kicks it off if you take it off on the tailstock. You know? So this one's a little loose. So to fix it, and you can only do this once. So you take the short side of the skew and you just raise a couple of burrs. And that will fill the void. And it will go right in. And that's it. So, got another little project that I've started making. It was very popular at the deal I did at Powermatic a few weeks ago. And I've already marked the centers on these. So I've got marks on either side of the hole in the center. And I'm going to leave that square for the square panel. This particular cut intimidates a lot of people. But doing all the table legs that I do and all, it's a necessary cut. You're late.
I'm just early for the next one.
Okay. Now I know what I forgot. My small parting tool. Probably close enough. Half inch length. Leave that for a minute. And sew down the base first. So the base for the cross, I have drilled for a 2-inch forestner bit. So we'll put it in my chuck. When you're drilling on the lathe, reduce the speed to somewhere around 450 or thereabouts. And please hang on to the drill chuck when your tail stop. Not a problem. And we'll check and see if that fits. It does fit. It's amazing. Wonders never cease. Okay. I'll mark the center. Where's my little tiny ruler I have?
Sounds like it's over this way.
What, the beeping?
Yeah.
It's my wound vac. I have a wound vac on my foot, hoping to heal it.
And I'm deaf, so I don't hear it at all.
Oh my God.
I hear it, but the microphone's probably picking it up. So, sorry about that.
Not in my freaking range.
A little bit of mud here. I'll figure it out in a minute. Found it. I knew it was there.
Yeah.
Silly machine with all these buttons. You don't need all these buttons. We can leave the square where the hole goes through. Well, I'm actually going to make it slightly rounded. You have to be careful doing that though. It'll get away from you. Yeah, that'll work. It's not perfect. You move it in. No, it's not coming out. Little tiny bit large. What do you think?
Great.
So, there you are. Are there any questions? You know, it's going to be a test.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you. So, and I'll take them both back and finish them, please.
Feel even more honored. We got 2 demos. Thank
There
you.
you go. All right.
Appreciate that.
Well, thanks for coming.